Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome! Welcome. So here we are, turn 22, part 2. Now, it has come to our attention, both myself and the historical gamer, that supposedly there might be some, I don't know what you call it, like discrepancies between the actual replays. So we've discussed a little bit about that, and the issue is here really, it's a very interesting way in which the game works. It's like, I suppose the best way to explain it is, so I as player 1, so the Japanese are player 1, so player 1 creates the actual game, of course. So obviously we started, we did all our orders, and then we input them, and then THG receives it, he puts his orders in, then I receive the actual turn back from him, and then that is the, well, I suppose, what do you want to call it, the resolution of the day, and then it goes on to the day after, which I see first. I issue my orders, I send it to him, and then I resolve it again after. Yeah, it's a little bit of a strange process. It's a bit like you have to kind of look at things sideways and squint a little bit. But, yeah, supposedly there's been some actual differences. Supposedly people are saying that something is happening in one version of the game, well, on the resolution, THG's resolution, or my resolution, and it's not happening in the other ones. So, I don't know, I think we're going to see how we go on, and I suppose we'll have to go from there, because it's a very interesting one, because it's like, well, we don't believe it's corrupt, we're both running the same versions, both running the same database, and it's like, at what point could the corruption actually happen? So, if there was indeed any corruption, it might be just a oddity of the game, perhaps, so we'll see how we go on. And hello there, Anno, Cola, and Rykar. Sorry about that, a little bit of a tangent. Just trying to address the actual concerns that people might have here. I don't know. I mean, the difficulty as well is, if we were to restart, it's one of those that we might not have returns, and it's a lot to go back. But we'll see. I suppose it's one of those things, is it easier to go back a turn, or is it almost easier to start again in some different ways? But we'll see. I'm sure we'll be able to soldier on, and ideally everything will take care of itself. Do not let them invalidate last turn. Yeah, the one time we get like 6 submarine kills, that'd be bloody painful, wouldn't it? Oh, that was fucking marvelous. That was absolutely amazeballs. And let's take a look at it. I mean, it's nice. It's very, very nice to have actually sunk something. THG's not a daft guy. He knows he has to keep his ships away from me. But yeah, that was nice. I mean, we gained some points back, so that made a difference. I mean, bugger these battleships been destroyed. I doubt that, sincerely. But that one's not too bad at all, the Mount McKinley. That's not bad in terms of value. Pretty large there in terms of capacity. Fair speed as well. Yeah, very nice one. Good amount of endurance there. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. And then, of course, Hinsang. So that would be the British. Yeah. I mean, taking care of these guys is nice. Interesting enough, the oiler wasn't worth too much. I think that was due to its capacity here. It seems it could only carry 1,550 units of fuel, but still, that's an oiler. It's still handy. I mean, I was very happy about taking care of the platypus over here. The actual submarine tender, that's very handy. Not a massive deal, considering the fact that, well, yeah, he does have all of his bases in that area, so it's one of those. I think we definitely need to take a look at where we would actually score these hits. It would be very nice, actually, to see that continue into the, like, following turns. It was rather intriguing to see that he was actually out there without an escort. That was an interesting one. Hello there, Keith Brown. How you doing, my friend? Okay. So we did see some success down here. So if we take a look at the actual, yeah, I mean, we do have Shallow Ocean here. Let's take a look. Right, let's figure out where we actually scored our success from then, shall we? Okay. So, I mean, it all started with I-4. She did dodge the actual 2 escorts here, and then she actually did get in here and really devastate the Mount McKinley. So that was at 180, 108. So obviously just outside Pearl Harbor. So 180, 108. Yeah, about here. 180, 108. Let's see. What we'll do then is we'll actually task these submarines over here. Hello there, Lander. How you doing, my friend? Yep, have you had that? Linger for a day. Then I'd like you to move around to the other side of Pearl Harbor. We are changing our patrol pattern again, I'd say. It's one of those of, because I lack submarines that have actual float planes out here, it's a little bit difficult to actually get a good idea of what's going on. Yeah, I don't know, it's one of these, we need to try and figure out the best way. We do see over here supposedly an APD and DD. Not exactly something we want to engage. I mean, that would be a hunter-killer force. The submarine over here, then. Okay. How are you guys doing, by the way? I think in some ways... I don't know, what do you guys think? Is our time blockade in Pearl Harbor coming towards a close? Is it really worthwhile keeping these submarines here indefinitely? I suppose that is the question, isn't it? And, it really is one that's been on my mind for some time, actually, now. It's like, well, I have a lot of submarines here that are extremely long-ranged. Would it be perhaps for the best to just keep a, I don't know, a series of short-range submarines around here, but then have the longer-range submarines move out here towards the US? Speaking of which, I am going to take a look at this. Now, it doesn't seem like we're seeing a whole lot of success here due to the fact that there isn't particularly much in the area. Not that there's anything wrong with the sea lanes, I thought it was a fantastic idea. But I suppose it would probably work better against the AI than it would against the natural player. So we are going to go ahead now and, yeah, we're actually going to go ahead and try another go at it. Actually, I'll have Bamf there, give or take. Well, actually, try to keep to the deep oceans. Don't really want to give it to him easily. There we go. But yeah, I think, I don't know, what do you guys think? Do we take a serious look at that proposal then? Do we seriously take our submarines that have a longer range and have them sent to the US, for example, or to Canada? Because I suppose the thing is, it's like, we can of course catch things around Pearl Harbor, we can make things difficult for him. I mean, I do have Midway. Now, if I could actually get fuel to Midway, it would be quite good. We could run that as a submarine base. But I mean, Wake could do that, KYJ could do that. I mean, we could actually try to get something to Wake Island, sorry, to Midway Island in the future. But it's a bloody difficult one because, well, frankly, we need to invest if we're going to do that. And it's not particularly something I really want to do. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's about time. We're not seeing a lot of success around Pearl Harbor, and we are being hunted, aren't we? So I think we can definitely use our submarines just elsewhere. I won't say better, I just say the time around Pearl Harbor isn't here right now. It was initially, but that time's passed, I reckon. Okay. Yeah. LA, San Francisco. Yeah, I mean, thankfully LA and San Diego are very close by. Base them in Oshito, Kawajima. I'm assuming that's like northern Japan. The thing is, especially for these low endurance ships, they have to stop at Pearl Harbor. Yeah. I'm not saying that we remove our presence completely, I'm just saying that we take the submarines that do have long, well, pretty damn good in endurance. And I'd say probably more success could be earned outside here of San Diego, San Francisco, that sort of thing. Because obviously that's where he'll be leaving from. I mean, this is it. It's going to be one of those. We'll see how it turns out. If it doesn't work, then we just adapt. Let's take a look over here. So endurance 21,000. I mean, I could really use these elsewhere. 9,700, 11,000. Right. That's still the bloody midget. I do not even know how they're alive. How are they actually alive? They have no right to be alive at this point. Yeah, it would be very good to actually have something out there. Okay. Yeah, you're running full speed, and obviously that's not a good idea. But I'll just set the patrol pattern first. Hello there, Honorus. How you doing, my friend? I do want to patrol around here to to the north as well, around Seattle and Vancouver. Vancouver. There we go. Obviously take you off mission speed, put you... Well, on put you on mission speed, I should say. Right. The look of the devil. Yeah, I mean, let's take a look. I mean, obviously a lot of these submarines are running like full speed. Well, as you know, you're just pretty damn good on speed, aren't you? 22 knots, rather impressive. It's a difficult one into, like, how we patrol here. So we can't get too close, because obviously he has a lot of aircraft here. We can't stay too distant, because obviously then we don't want to lose him. We'll see what we can do. See, it seems like I-24 can actually carry midget submarines. Ah. The midget sub crew is surviving on pure fighting spirit for their emergency anime rations. Fucking anime rations. Oh, they're just eating that shit up. Bloody otakus. Oh dear. I don't know. I'm really kind of tempted actually to explore the midget sub concept because that could be freaking fantastic. Yeah, I'm really warm into the idea as I speak about it now. Yeah, I think we'll actually try and bring home some of the midget sub carriers. I could have them, well, loaded with another midget submarine. Now, it's a tactic that wasn't particularly successful in IRL, but I think we could really freaking make a lot of use of it. You know what, I'm really good to the idea. Yeah, hell yeah, let's do it. Because I'm thinking this could be super handy. Like, for example, we could basically carry a couple midget submarines and have them, like, push into San Diego, push into LA. But you can imagine, like, pushing them into, like, Brisbane, Sydney, Melbourne, that sort of thing. Hell yeah, let's get some midget subcarriers. That sounds good. I'm liking that idea. Right, so you're heading back to KYJ. Head back there, you sweet son of a bitch. So what am I looking for? So I'm looking at 10-2184, that gives me the actual class of sub, so that's not that, not that. 2184, yep. You get your last back home. Right, return to KYJ. There we go. Also, since we are on subs, are you going to mine the one hex stray between Osthaven and Batavia? And we definitely could do. But I mean, the thing is, it depends really on the actual ocean. I think it is shallow here, so it would take longer to... see, that is where we want to be mining. If I could actually take and mine Merrick, that'd be awesome, because you'd have to pass through that. I mean, to be honest, that is actually one of the best locations in the entire Pacific. Really, for us to actually block somebody in. Yeah, that'd be really nice. I think we'd like to take that, wouldn't we? Yeah, we could look at mining that. Could definitely look at mining that. And I reckon if we mined it here, that'd be alright. We'll see what we can do about that. Okay. 284. Yeah, it wouldn't be a terrible idea to have them head home. Arm them with midget submarines, and we'll use them. I suppose sorting it by class of submarine is not a bad idea either. Like, you have an actual patrol plane here. And you can carry. I mean, it'd be nice as well, because obviously some of these submarines might be able to handle aircraft as well. They might have lost theirs. So obviously having them regain them would be quite nice. Though I'll keep you around this area due to the fact that, well, yeah, you obviously have a naval search aircraft, which does come in extremely handy. So we'll have you run reconnaissance in the area. Yep, so do you. Though you are running a little bit low on endurance and you do have a bit of damage, so I'll have you actually head home. Okay, so what we're taking 3 or 4 now? There we go. Now I'll have you head over to the US as well. Okay. I think we need to really watch this area, because I reckon this is where the vast majority of his convoys are probably going to come from, as they're all the way down in the south there. So patrol that area fairly heavily. I think that'd be the best way to do something. Yeah, we'll go for that. Certainly west of Pearl, not east. If you're going to step up your subs off the coast of America, you might want to move your shorter range subs off the east coast of Hawaii to block anything leaving Pearl more effectively. Indeed. Yeah, it's not so much heading this way, because if they're heading out that way, they're already there. I will keep a submarine just in that area, but yeah. I suppose we're actually light on submarines now, aren't we? We don't need particularly many here. I think at the end of the day, we'll have them used elsewhere. There we go. At least we have an actual set of reasoning now. I am going to patrol around Johnston. I'm rather interested to see what actually is there. We did see previously destroyers and definitely something. So I do wonder if he's actually basing some actual aircraft out here, because that'd make a lot of sense. He definitely could be doing that. I mean, it might be his way of obviously gathering intelligence. Yeah, that's far too short-ranged. I mean, these long-range submarines are very, very important. I think I do need to try and keep some submarines around here as well, just possibly for like defensive purposes. I'll have one of them head out towards Wake, I'd say. Issue is obviously lack of fuel, but we'll have fuel arriving in the area. What's that map? Oh, it's just the normal map, obviously. I'm just like putting the ocean depth on here. But we do have a couple overlays, like this tells you like when it is. We can also see the weather forecast here as well, like partial cloud, clear, which is always quite handy. And then this tells you, I think the numbers correspond to like an actual faction or something like that. I don't know, something I can't remember exactly, or like to a location. I can't really remember what it means. Or yeah, I think it's like geographic region or something like that. I don't bloody know. Yeah, dear. Alright, we'll go with that. We'll patrol this area here then. No go, Dret. I think we did see some success out here. Actually, you are fairly low in endurance, aren't you? It might be, yeah, I think we'll have you return to Kuttabrew. But I can have you actually armed with mines. Okay, we'll bring more submarines down here. And what's the name of that application used to generate your shortcuts for War in the Pacific? Excuse me, I'll grab that for you now, actually. I was working on an actual timetable earlier as well. I mean, it's only like a rough one. I don't know if it's exactly correct. I don't know whether you actually include today or you count it from the day after. It's kind of like rough, but we have like a rough idea of when those forces will be arriving. So at least it gives us something to actually play with. I'm half tempted when it comes to the actual Noumea landing force, which I haven't actually wrote down there, but I'm actually half tempted when it comes to the Noumea landing force to allow the progress to continue, but I think maybe just run Kiributai with top speed 1 turn. But we'll see. It's one of those of, I don't know, we'll think about it. Right, here we go. I'm just going to share this 2 secs. Okay. There we go. So if you want to look in the chat, you'll find a link there to the CB's utility, which is what I use to actually generate my shortcuts. Okay, what was I doing again? Right, yes. Obviously I'm not going to set it there, but yeah, I reckon we patrol this area. We'll actually put on the... There we go. Ocean depth. Well, ocean depth and terrain types. But I think we patrol this area quite heavily. I think if I can really lock this down to a degree, that'd be very handy. Yeah, I mean, we do have some really nice choke points here. Yeah, you're more than welcome, my friend. Yeah, we do have some lovely natural choke points here. I think it's one of these of it's probably not in our interest to really have submarines patrolling around Singapore too much anymore. There's nothing really there, well, not too much in the way of actual stuff there anymore. So I think if we try to cut like Malaya off from Java, that'd be quite nice. Right, I'm actually going to have you return over here to Kuttabrew so I can actually have you armed with mines. I don't know if I can do it at Kuttabrew, so I might... let's see, what's the largest port over here? Port capacity 1. What do I need to actually mine? Well, have you armed with mines? Oh, you can actually carry a sub? A midget sub? Can you? What's up there, good man? How are you doing? Huh. I didn't realize they could actually carry the midget subs. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. Intrigued, I am intrigued. I'll change your mission back to obviously Sub Patrol in the meantime. Right, return. Very interesting. Okay, I want you to head back to Saigon as well. What are... what are we doing for North and South Pacific? Or... I'm trying to understand the question. I think that's what you mean. Okay, I mean, I have 3 submarines over here, so I reckon I'll have them sent... Well, yeah, you can stay there. Yeah, we'll have those 2 sent back to Saigon, and we'll see what we can do there. What are we doing for North and South Pacific? Well... I suppose in the north, not too terribly much. I mean, we've taken Midway. We are taking troops currently away from Midway. We are sending additional submarines to the east coast of the US. We do need to look at taking something of the Aleutians in the near future. We'll do that once we have reinforcements arrive in Japan, though, to be fair. I have the vast majority of things actually heading down to the south for the most part. And I don't have infinite amounts of men nor material. So we do have to kinda... hold off on some things for the time being. Can't half-arse it all the time. But I mean, I'd like to, I'm not gonna lie. We'll see. Okay. I mean, speaking of which, I do have my troops over here. Right, there we go. High-grade turn for subs. Can midget subs be directed into enemy ports? They can indeed. Which is what's really drawing them, well, yeah, drawing me to them, actually. Okay, so I'm going to have these guys head to Babel Douab. But what I'm going to do here is we are going to start them planning for Balikpapan. There we go. Actually, which ones did I do there? Okay, so the Yokosuka 4th can plan for Balikpapan. We'll have the 3rd plan for Samarinda. We'll secure quite a bit of extra oil and refineries there. It'll be a good spot for us actually to begin advancing into the Dutch East Indies as well. Beauty is, depending on the situation down here, I could have the actual force split up and hit both locations at the same time. Ah, the 3rd SLF, okay. Yeah, Tarakan. Yeah, I'll be taking a look at China soon, don't worry. Aye. We'll move them into this area, then at least we'd have about 3,000 odd men to take control of these objectives, which I reckon we'll be able to do. Right. So they're going to head down here to Babal Douab. From there, we'll actually be able to move them out. It might even be able to reinforce them to a degree. Okay, so I do have 2 destroyers over here. Yeah, and they're ready to go. Okay. So I'm going to tell you to head out and meet them. And merge. And not much in the way of operations points here. I could tell them to make full speed for turn, but not much point to that, is there? Just make mission speed. You'll link her when you're able to do so. Okay. I think when it comes to China, we don't have too many orders to actually issue here at the moment. We did do very well over here by really inflicting 7,000 casualties upon the Chinese. So that was quite nice. We are going to continue to chase them because frankly we can't allow them to regroup. And it would actually allow the 34th to be, well, once again readied. So we'll have them move up. Now the terrain here, let's see. When you move north, it doesn't look like there's a river. It's a little bit hard sometimes to see because it would be showing here. But there shouldn't be a river crossing, which is good news. Well, if I was to move these forces over here, so let's say, for example, I move the 34th Division north. Yeah, see river. In total, how much manpower do we have and how much have we lost? See, manpower is I don't know, it's one of those, it's like, I can't give you like an exact number of like, right, we've lost X amount of men. And we'll try and figure it out now. Let's see, okay, so I'm looking for 182. So hold up. Looking for 182. I need to look at this as well, actually, because I need to decide when we need to restart armament production. Obviously, I don't want to run out of armaments. It'd be an interesting one. I don't imagine it's long before we have to. I really can't see it being a long one. Right then, so Sniper, how you doing, my friend? How are you replacing pilots and how many do you have? See, yeah, when it comes to pilot training, it's, I don't know, I'll show you over here, so 1 second. Aircraft and pilots. Do I have one? Yeah, pilot training pool. Replenishment rate is 195 a month, I think, and 150 a month. Okay, so we need 260 pilots. We have 1,426 in the Imperial Japanese Army. We do replenish at 195 a month, I think. So I think in January, so the first to the third month, we'll gain 580 pilots. We'll gain 3 experience, I think. Then 4 to 6, 8, 589, yeah, 588, 589. Months 7 to 9, 20. Months 10 to 12, 30 experience. So it does take a while to obviously build them up in terms of experience. But it looks like we replenish 150 pilots a month. I mean, obviously if you combine that, that's like really amount of pilots. Interesting. It's something I'm not particularly like 100% on explaining. It's not impenetrable. Can individual pilots get superpowered status? I mean, you can definitely get pilots that are like, well, you can get ace pilots, obviously very good pilots. Okay, air production, airframes. I mean, there's going to be like a skill cap. I'd imagine 100 is like the skill cap, but I don't think anybody would be able to reach that. Well, yeah, I don't think they'd be able to reach it. They'll probably end up dying at some point. Okay, so if we take a look at our combined production events, we can see here that we have 65k, 43 1Cs per month, and that's very good. So 2.17 per day. Now we need to take a look at the engines. So we are building this up now when it comes to the Nakajima HA35. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so we produce 69 a month, we produce about 2 per day. So the way you're going to look at that is, well, we could produce like 2 zeros per day with those engines. Obviously we do have a... How many do we have in the pool? Do I have a pool of them? Yeah, so we have 203 of them in the pool, actually. Ah, right. Okay, I see. So we build 220 of them a month, we produce 7.33 of them per day. But it looks, well obviously that's what I'm estimating, but it looks like we are using the vast majority of them, so we're actually gaining 2 engines per day? Okay, that makes sense. So that's what we have after the actual production's done. So the Mitsubishi Ha-33, we're losing 4 per day. What do we use those bad boys for? D3A1s, okay. G3s. We are increasing production. Right. Yeah, the half-32 I don't really have many of. That might be where we're actually seeing a bottleneck. Yeah, this would be where the bottleneck is coming from the, for the G4 production, it seems. Because we produce... And let's see here, half-32. So we lose 3 per day. Yeah. Takes about... I think a G3 has 2 engines. Yeah, I think they're 2-engine bombers. So, yeah, that seems to be where the actual slowdown in production is coming from then. So, obviously, as we produce more of those engines, that'll change quite nicely. Obviously, it'd be very nice, obviously, have enough engines to keep going. Okay. Now we'll take a look at the LCU production. So, 808 manpower. Number destroyed, so supposedly 3,209 destroyed? And we have 22,902 in the manpower pool. Okay, so obviously vehicles has been going up. So I'm not producing the armament points at the moment. I think we have 4,962 remaining. Is that correct? I'd say so. So I think this is our production. This is the points that we have available. Right. Yeah, that's correct. Okay. So produce 808 manpower per day, then I think that's per day. Yeah, that makes sense. We're not going to run dry manpower. I don't think there's ever going to be a point at which we run dry manpower. I mean, we could potentially run dry pilots, but that's still going to take a long time. It's good to get that information, though. So I think I can get away with a couple more turns then of, well, not producing any additional armaments. It's nice to actually save on the heavy industry here. It means it can go elsewhere. Okay. Right, some good information there. Oh, actually, one more thing I want to check. Oil resources, Japan. Yeah, there we go. So that continues. Very nice. So as you can see then, the amount of supply in Japan's increasing, the amount of resources in Japan's increasing. We're now up to 4.8 million. Obviously we want that to continue to rise, don't we? That'd be bloody nice. But it seems like we seem to have, yeah, we have something of a pattern. So it seems like we have 4 turns down, 4 turns up in actual resources. Obviously we do have a couple more Kyushus to feed into the system, so we should be able to make that up. That's quite good. Okay. Now obviously we do want to get fuel into Japan. So we have 186 days of fuel. Definitely need more. definitely need more. But we're not going to starve in the short term. I mean, obviously 186 days is quite short. But we'll be capturing more. And I do have a good amount over here to Hong Kong. I'm actually kind of tempted to send some tankers out there to go grab that fuel and actually have it shifted in Japan. But it's not necessarily required now. And it does definitely help us because we can actually draw fuel from Hong Kong rather than from Japan itself, actually. So bear that in mind. Okay. Severe storms in the area. Right, a couple of them arrived. Lovely. Two oilers over here. Okay, you're loading up. Main question is, do I want to be loading up the oil here or the fuel here? I'd say so. I'd say so. It's always handy to have some fuel available out here. Right. I'd like you to patrol. I'm terrified of crashing the economy using coal's convoy system and keep supplying fuel up. I mean, the thing is to bear in mind is that you're not going to crash the economy in like a day. It's going to take a long time. And the terrifying thing is it's going to take a long time, but it'll probably reach a point of critical mass where you can't stop it unless something major happens. So I suppose that makes you feel a little bit better. Our economy is not bad. Obviously, once we do start getting fuel and oil back in there, we'll be pretty good to go. Resources aren't really so much of a problem. We do have our convoy system set up, so we do have resources actually flowing into Japan. As we are building up our resource stock, which is good. It's just the fuel that we need. Now, thankfully we have captured that. We do have some down here. So I could actually bring a couple thousand units of fuel, a decent amount of oil there. Okay. I mean, speaking of oil, we do have some here, but it's going to take far too long to actually load up. Now, I'd like to give them an actual escort and we'll have oil sent back to Japan. Somebody intended over here. I really need this elsewhere. Yeah, I could do with it down that way. These two units need to move. Okay, I'm going to move you over to Takao. There we go. Now, thankfully, I do have some light industry here on Formosa, so I do actually produce some supplies, which is very nice. Okay. I was looking for Manila here. Right, Bashi Manila. Okay. So at Manila then, we have manpower resources, light industry repair shipyards. Now we don't want to repair anything here. Because frankly, it costs us about 1,000 units of supply to actually repair it, so it's not worth it right now. So we're going to tell them no repairs. Right. No repair. No repair. Can't afford to repair. It's just not worth it. in reality I really need to go over these centers that we do capture that have like industry and etc, because obviously we need to make sure they're not repairing it. We need to be really a hard ass when it comes to supply. Put the seaplane carrier in here. Okay. Rebuild the unit. So I could have them upgrade now. I think that's a very good idea. Actually have them upgrade. So let's take a look. How many political points do I have here? 104. Just need to make sure that I don't actually burn those. And if I do, I need to know that. So what we're going to do then is convert their squadron to Jake's. There we go. Lovely jubbly. Did that cost me any political points? No, good. Very good. Okay, so what we've just done there is we've actually just placed another 12 E13A1 Jakes there. That is a big old number, I can tell you that one for bloody sure. Yeah, that's definitely going to come in handy. I think what we'll do here then, because at the end of the day, these bloody seaplane carriers are really damn handy. They are just so useful for so many things, really. I mean, this is it. We can use them to really see what is approaching us. And yeah, they have so many uses. And I do want to keep them alive. So obviously I can convert them into light carriers in the future, but we need to make use of them now. I mean, it's going to be a long time before I can actually convert them. And it's a year before I can convert them. 1942. Obviously I don't want to lose them before that point, but yeah. It'd take 300 days as well. A long fucking time. Right, so we'll have you placed in there. Now I do need some actual escort ships. I'm gonna have a couple ACMs over here. Mine layer tenders, mine layer. Okay. Let's grab them. Because I can really do a lot with these guys. Yeah, especially you. I mean, that's 50 mines there. That's a lot of fucking mines. Okay. We should put 4 more in reserve. Yeah, we could definitely do that. Actually bring it up to its capacity. Right, where do we want them? It'd be nice to actually mine... I don't know, it's one of these, isn't it? And too bad you can't do Invasion of US like Hearthstone 4. I mean, the thing is that, like, it's completely ridiculous. It's like there'd be no way on earth we'd be able to invade the mainland USA. It's just not ever gonna happen. We've got about as much chance of invading the mainland USA as the Germans do. I mean, they couldn't invade Britain. So it's no chance of us invading the US. Right. Now, where do I want these mine layers? I kind of really want them out in the Pacific, to be honest. I think it really would be a very, very good thing to have them out in the Pacific, because I can actually use them to secure my islands to a good degree. So I'll have them make their way to Chichijima, then we'll make them, we'll have them head out from there, really, figure out how we're going to use them. A good amount of tankers over here. Some very high-speed ones as well. These are coming super handy. Yeah, these guys could be converted to oilers. When can they be converted? I mean, they're technically at sea, so I can't actually look at that. Yeah, but they're big old boys. We'll be needing them in the future. Okay. So I have a 21st Alpha over there. The good news is that's going to bring some additional destroyers into the actual Pacific itself, which is going to be nice. Yeah. Definitely going to need them. I mean, the good news is we have like 2 AMCs here as well, the cruiser mine layer. The auxiliary over here is going to be super good. I can make a lot of use of that. It's going to allow me to, well, frankly, help in a lot of ways, like with rearming, that sort of thing. Rearming, repairs, yeah, it can do a lot for us. No. Yeah, we do have some AGs down here in Malaya as well. We did have them land. Are they over here at Patani? Or actually, they actually had there yet. I think we escorted the fuel? Was it, what did we escort? They're here somewhere. I have my landing ship dock over there, and I really, really want to make use of that. Ah, there they are, I think. Well, we have an AG and an AR, AD. Yeah, that makes sense. So what are you doing here? You're currently unloading. Okay. Might not be a bad idea considering the fact that we lack a lot of supply here. What we're going to do is actually grab the APD. So I'm going to grab the Shimikaze. There we go. Now, I could take the Sendai. Sendai is not a bad idea, actually. She does have capacity for... What sort of capacity does she have? I think they have something in the region about 400 capacities. I'm going to take her with us. She has, yeah, meh AA. But her gun fire is quite nice. It'd be nice to have a larger ship. So we'll have them actually head down here to Marie. Let's see, fast transport. What do I have? So if I load troops, we have 650 available. That's actually freaking awesome. Okay. See, I have 64 aviation support here that I actually do not need. I have quite a few engineers here. We are expanding the port quite nicely. That's very good. Let's see. I'm going to take the 97th. They're a little bit heavy, actually. See, these guys, oh my god, these guys are awesome. The fact that we have engineer vehicles here is incredible. They are worth so very much. I can't remember exactly what it is, but I think they're worth like 2 or 3 or even 4 engineers or something like that. And I'd like to take it, but I think it should stay here to actually, build up the port for the time being. I do have a second over here. Actually, you know what? We'll take the second. Hell yeah. It'd be nice to actually have some additional troops over there, so that works out great. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Okay, where could we actually have them sent? I could take Kuching. Or we could actually aim to take the port over here. That'd be a nice idea. It'd be a risky operation for damn sure. But I think it could be achieved. I mean, 336 men. I think he probably has more troops here, but we'd be able to gather some troops over this way. We'll do that then. Be careful, THD spies everywhere. Okay. Load up the second. Yep. Except load. There we go. I wonder if those construction vehicles will be faster building a port, airfield, or fort. Oh, port, airfield, or fort. I said fort. Yeah, I said that twice. Well, what I'd like to do is, once the situation here is a little bit more stable, is I'd like to move them elsewhere. But yeah, I could definitely use them. I think what we'll do is, once we're able to move them, is I'll have them packed up and actually sent down here to probably Singapore to repair the airfield. Yeah, probably airfield, all you need is a bulldozer and a cement truck. Okay, so they need to head back to Cotopaxi. I could actually tell them to go and load up troops as well, so I'm going to tell them to go and load up the 15th Naval Guard. Oh wait, that's actually from here, isn't it? Oof, thank God. Yeah, load troops, I need pickup unit. So yeah, head to Cotopaxi. Threat tolerance is low, do not get caught in a fight. There we go. Alright, so once we actually pick up the 15th Naval Guard, so we take a look over here. There's not a whole left to pick up, well, lot left to pick up, just the support elements, but that'd be really good. What we'll try to tell them to do, actually, let's see what we have here. If I have like another torpedo boat or something, that'd be awesome, or just something that's very quick. So I do have a Kashi over here, but I'd like, I can't use her, she's not fast enough. Do a couple of destroyers out here as well. And importantly, some destroyer minesweepers too. Okay, I want you to head to, let's see. Yeah, I can actually look at moving the 3rd Air Division over into Malaya, perhaps. We could actually move further engineers out here. What do you guys think then? Do we move a headquarters or do we move the engineers? I mean, we could do both, of course. I suppose moving a headquarters obviously is the same we are moving then engineers with it. It would be very nice to actually have additional torpedo availability. Not yet though, I don't think we'll move them here yet. I'd like the engineers, I'm not gonna lie. What other choke points do you have subs moving to? It's a good question. And we're covering here, we are covering here as well. We do need to actually cover the Torres Strait to a greater degree. It would be nice to actually have mines here. Now these G4s. Right, no replacements available here. Yeah, that's the issue. We don't actually have a air headquarters here yet. It is on its way. Well, we do have another AV as well, which is nice. It is on its way. It's going to take us a couple of days actually to get there. Good news is I'll have another cruiser mine layer here. Yep. So once the 23rd Air Flotilla arrives here, I'll actually be able to start running here with, well, bloody torpedoes, which is going to be great. And the airfield's going to be size 5 next turn, which is awesome, because that means I can actually upgrade planes here once we have 20k supply, which we do. And, yep, a size 5 airfield. Obviously, we need a certain amount of aviation support, which we should have once the actual bloody air flotilla arrives. East side of Borneo would be nice too, there's some oil there. Yep, well, what we have in preparation, we are having the forces from Shanghai, the actual Naval Guard, well, the SNLF. The 4th is going to plan for Balikpapan, the 3rd is going to plan for over here, but I think it was either the 2nd or the 4th. I don't know, we have 1, 2, and 3 planning down here. So we're going to take control of these 3 different bases and grab the oil and refineries. Because actually, they're going to be fantastic jumping off points for us over into Java. East side of the body would be nice too. There's some oil there that THG can offload and head south between various elevators. Yeah. Well, this is it. We're going to be hitting this area with actual troop landings as well, which is going to be nice. I need to really close that area off. I mean, we do need Port Moresby, definitely. Definitely. Right, what do I have here in terms of troops? We do have a decent amount of actual SLF. Unit Organization of these. Okay, 32nd Port Unit. 71 days away. Yep, 71 days we'll actually have 2 special base forces there. Obviously once the other part of it arrives. I was talking about an SS choke point, yeah. Yeah, I realised that actually as I was reading it. I'm like, oh well, I'm already in it now. Yeah, the Macassar Strait is really good. Yep, 66 Naval Guard. Hello there, Major Problems. Good to see you, my friend. Now, I do have these guys over here. Not much in the way of AV. These units over here, the 2nd SLF and, well, the Kerr 2nd SLF and the Sasebo 2nd SLF, they're pretty good units. Fair amount of strength there. See, I would like to actually take control of New Guinea. Yeah, major problem. I would like to take control of New Guinea, but obviously we need to take over Battle and then Port Moresby. But it would be nice to naturally conquer these. Not necessarily required though. We might take our forces from Bab al-Duab and look to secure additional ports, but I could also have them made available to actually hit the south coast of Borneo. Or could even use them against Mindanao, but I'm going to probably use a division against Mindanao. Which really gives me a reason to actually keep some of these additional troop transports here. Major, is there ever a point at which is too much on the Pacific? So I've reached that point myself, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, it's like once you go down the actual rabbit hole, it's really hard to stop. Oh dear. Okay, so we do have Tama and Oi over here. A good few troop transports there. Saigon Maroon's heading south. I do have these additional troop transports as well. Actually, just some normal cargo ships here as well. Okay. Yeah, you were hit by a collision which sucked. Okay. I want to move them, but I can't really move them as of now, because it's like I don't really want to have them exposed to danger. Mindanao is very lightly held. 2 or 3 SLFs can sweep it up. Is that so? Okay. Oh, that's very good to know. I mean, this is the issue. I don't really have much information regarding the area. Now, we do actually have that capability. Okay. Yeah, we can make plans for that. What's the size of the port here? Size 1? Okay. Okay. Once... Right, actually... Punctuating sentences with Banzai. Oh dear. See, I must play, I don't know how much Warland Pacific I play a week. It's a fair amount, I'm not gonna lie. But you know, it's like my bread and butter at this point, so I genuinely enjoy it. And that's nice, it's nice to actually genuinely enjoy a game. Okay. Oh yeah, man. Did you actually catch the turn resolution there, Major? We actually had a nice time. And to be honest, given the experience difference between you and THG, I'd load up the Allied first turn and look at the starting positions. Well, this is it. I didn't want to do that because the thing is, it's like I was really interested in not knowing I really did like that. It's like, I didn't know exactly where the actual US carriers were. Oh yeah, we had a really awesome turn. Really quite nice, actually. I'm sure Blinton would like to tell you about one. Hey, you got a new job? Awesome, dude. How's that going? I hope well. I hope well. And what is your favourite World War II strategy game? I'd say this one. Oh dear. Yep, I'll show Major our kill tally from last turn. So, let's see. Last turn. Yep, so we actually did have 6 confirmed submarine kills all across the Pacific, which is actually really bloody nice. Generally something that never happened before, and it just kept rolling on in. It was beautiful. Yeah, nice results there. Nice few points actually gained back. Nothing major, but very nice. Yeah, I mean, this is it. If we can keep that going, that'd be brilliant for us. Okay, I'm hivering and divering here. There's not a huge amount of things I need to do. Now, we did have the Battle of Wu Chao. Well, I suppose the bombardment of Wu Chao again. I do wonder if we can actually afford to go ahead there. Yeah, shame that we took some casualties, but they'll repaired. Well, they'll be replaced. Yeah, we'll continue over here at Singapore. We don't really have a choice. Yeah, it's a shame. If it was one of the big ones, it'd be very good. Right. One in air attack of Wu Chao. Trying to find the actual ground attack. Yeah, this was really good for us. They did a really fantastic job. We did actually knock out the vast majority of his actual fighters. I think only like one of the fighters actually made it back. Or one or two, which is fantastic. It's a shame that we didn't actually get into the Wildebeest, but I don't think he'll be trying that one again. So they were... How low were they? I think they were very low anyway. I can't exactly see here. Yeah, raiders overhead. And the McKinley converts to an amphibious command headquarters, so that's a good solid kill. Actually, no, in game it's something different, I think. Wow. I've never actually seen PTO. I've heard about it, but I've never seen it. That was a super nice result there. Really good to actually see all of these actually destroyed. Okay, yeah, right. So, they do have a fair amount of actual assault value. Yeah. I think the issue is it's like, yeah, no, we'll leave them. I'll wait for the rest of the 38th Division to arrive and then we'll combine them. The start of the combat report entry gives you an estimated altitude for the attacking forces. Ah, alright, awesome. Okay, that's very good then. Yeah, well wait, we'll continue with the bombardment then. I can't see a reason why not. Like, currently I've got these guys over here to just defend. We might have them commit to further bombardment. I think the issue is I'm kind of worried about we actually get mauled, but I don't think I get mauled. I think I'm worrying a bit too much here. I'm going to leave them on defensive because... yeah, well this is it. It's like I know... I mean, the terrain's not good either. Let's take a look. The terrain here, apparently clear. Rather intriguing, then. So obviously if it's clear, then... it might be worth it to actually attack them. I think they're in movement mode. We'll go ahead, we'll give it a go. We'll go for a deliberate attack. At the end of the day, a deliberate attack isn't the worst thing, and they obviously won't destroy themselves in the process. Right, all combat, of course. Man, I love chat. I can talk to you. I'm going to assume you mean like more than most streams on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, this is it. It's like I don't shut the hell up. And I mean, I stream all of this, so... which is really nice. I do like that. Yeah. I love the actual interaction between us. I think it really makes everything a lot easier. It's going to be a very long series. So it's really nice actually build up these relationships. Okay, so you're set to bombard, you're set to defensive anyway, considering that, I think it's, yeah, just AT guns, but it's nice to have them. At least there'll always be something on, like, defensive. I mean, they have some machine guns there too, which is nice. There's a lot... Okay, there's a lot of under-the-hood stuff that combines with land combat, so take assault, value, assault, yeah, assault boulder. I like that. Okay. Issues with dividing our units here is they actually do not have one commander. Fuchida, that sounds like an actual recognizable name. I feel like I've heard of Fuchida before, actually. I mean, of course, you've probably heard of a lot of these actual commanders here. Yeah, so we'll go with a deliberate attack there. We'll wait for obviously the rest of the 30th to catch up, and then we can obviously march on then towards the north, perhaps, or we could obviously march on towards Kukong. But I think we'll be alright at Kukong considering the amount of artillery. We can obviously just wait it out and use our aircraft to actually help us as well. What is your favourite Gary Grigsby strategy game? Yeah, I'm going to say this one again. I do like one of these. I do like one of the West. It's just, I don't know. They don't have... What I like about them both is, obviously, they're very good at what they do. But neither of them really... I mean, obviously, like, one of the West covers air warfare. I mean, Gary Grigsby's Bomb of the Right covers, like, air warfare, aerial warfare. But, yeah, none of them cover the naval aspect. I love the naval aspect. Fuchida led the Pearl Harbor first wave. Okay. Alright. I think we already do have Fuchida over here, but it... Yeah, that was a recognizable name. I don't imagine he led it from the ground, though. Ooh, chow. Apparently he flubbed the flare orders and signaled opposed attack rather than unopposed attack. Yeah, I mean, there's some really interesting things. It's like, obviously, they didn't go for the second attack. Was it a second attack or a third wave? I think it was the third wave. Yeah, I think it was the third wave. Can't remember now. Was it third wave or second wave? Can't really remember. Yeah, I need to read a lot more. It's just really having the bloody time to read, I'm not gonna lie. Right. I can imagine so. Right, then of course we're moving down south here. 116th is moving, making good progress actually. The 22nd should probably arrive in good time actually. They might even arrive before this force over here, which is going to be awesome because we can actually wipe out a lot here. I don't think it's going to be too happy about the 22nd moving in here. Right, you're complaining about lack of supply. Tell them to actually build up supply here. I also do need an actual garrison. Can I divide the regiment? Ah, so this regiment can actually be combined into a proper division in the future. Right, so I need 60. I'm not going to get it here, am I? Okay, for the time being, then I'll take these guys. The rail line's now open to us once again, which is great. Yeah, so we'll have them made ready to actually travel via train over here. Did you have family in World War II or World War I? I do believe I had a great-grandfather who was a submariner in World War I or World War II. See, it's one of these things, I actually do not know that much about it. I don't think they've ever really mentioned it too much. I think I might have had somebody in the family who was actually at the River Kwai. I think. I don't know, it's one of those things that they've never really mentioned it, and I've never really asked them too much. Yeah, I'm not 100% on that one. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm sure I can remember. Yeah, I know definitely one of them was a submariner in World War One. Supposedly he lost an eyeball. Supposedly the damn thing popped out. Yeah, didn't require one. I'm not entirely sure. I mean, the vast majority of my family was like, like bloody miners. So, they should have hit the oil storage and submarine facilities. I think it's one of these things like Hawaii and hitting Pearl Harbor was the best of the worst options. I suppose at the end of the day, they were counted on the actual carriers being there, so it's one of those things of, well, your main target is actually not there, so what the hell do you go for? The battleships are alright, but the battleships ain't going to make all that difference. I mean, obviously, they were important to be knocked out. At the end of the day, we wouldn't want the Americans... We wouldn't... I mean, can you imagine if THG had, like, what? I don't know how many battleships there were at Pearl Harbor. What was it, 6 or 8 or something of that nature? Maybe even more, maybe less. But we wouldn't want, obviously, that many capital ships heading around the Pacific, because that'd be bloody rough. And that'd be a major danger over here to the Marsh Islands. Well, the third way was an interesting question, but the Japanese were entirely at the limit of their logistical capacities. Okay. So we're now marching north then towards Kukong, so we are carrying a lot of guns with us. It's going to take us a couple of days to arrive there. Terrain clear here, but it looks like wooded rough. What's WD again? WD is forest, okay. Right, awesome, awesome. Watch the video? There's a video? Wait, like, what are we on about here? Is there like a video on Blinton that I should know about? I've not like quoted a film, haven't I, or something? Okay. See, I'm waffling here because there's not a huge amount to be done. A lot of the things are actually going to happen pretty nicely. That might have been the one I was thinking of, actually. Well, they're going to be making their way to track. You're going to be heading to KYJ, which is going to be handy for the time being. Okay. The oil situation was absolutely bare bones for the US end in the early months of the war. An attack on Pearl Harbor fuel would have been devastating. Okay, you're sending supply to Chichijima, but... Hold on to that goddamn supply. They might have actually sucked up some of that supply. Yeah, they did. Right. Wow, that's really impressive. Alright, okay. I didn't realise it actually quoted anything. I might have even seen it and, like, not watched it, but obviously, it's one of those things you obviously, like, see something you take into account anyway, don't you? I'm just trying to think what we need to do here. I don't think we're actually going to be long of a turn. Really don't think there's too much to be doing. I have great-grandparents was in World War II, my great-grandmom was an army nurse, and my great-grandfather was a truck driver for D-Day. D-Day. Awesome, my dude. Nobody really knew in 1941 how effective aircraft carriers were. There were evidence that the aircraft had suddenly become much more capable in 1940/41. Yeah, it's a fair statement. I mean, it's one of these things, isn't it? The battleship was still very much there. Rightly so, they are definitely weapons of war. It's just, as you say, it's like an advent of new technology really did outshine them to a great degree. Okay. Right, we need to address the situation over here in terms of air. Now, the AC-720s are set to hit Singapore. I think it was due to an issue of actual weather. I'm going to tell 20% of them to rest again. I think we should be alright here considering the fact that we are heading out in greater numbers. I am going to have the actual Zeros at 20,000 feet. I think we've seen that he is definitely altering his altitudes now, and we can see that does definitely work against us. Right, 91st Naval Guard will be there next turn. Awesome. Right, so we'll ideally secure Georgetown, or look to secure Georgetown. Our forces here. Now, I'm not entirely sure what we've seen at that point. Yeah, just like the car took evolutions in technology to get them farther, faster, and safer. I'm very much looking forward to getting the 18th Division involved. And we'll be able to reform the 5th Division pretty soon as well. It's going to be great. Let's see. So I should actually have some engineers over here now. Yes, we do. We have some additional engineers. So if I take a look at Patani, still only 8 aviation support for him. That's an issue. It might not have registered their arrival yet if they actually did just drop here next, well, last turn. Okay. These are the aircraft I obviously want to have repaired. It's going to take some time, but we'll eventually get them. Okay. I'm going to have you actually head over here to Saigon. Now, what I'd like to do with this one is, I'd like to either have it armed with mines or armed with a midget sub. I'll see you later, good man. Have a good day, my friend. How many pilots do you have in the pool and in reserve? How is your training program doing with the Ki-27s in China? We have in reserve... We actually did take a look at this. Not too long ago, actually. Pilots. So we have 1,426 Imperial Japanese Army pilots. We have 1,389 Imperial Japanese Navy pilots. It's not too bad, really. Also, we are replenishing about 195 Army pilots per month, 150 Navy pilots per month. Yeah, Major did an awesome job on that. Only issue's been that we've lost quite a few bloody pilots to mistakes. It didn't shock Billy Mitchell. Oh dear. See, when we do have Yamato arrive, we are going to make use of her. I'm very much looking forward to this. It's like, so let's take a look over here. So we'll have Yunyo and Hio arrive in not going to take too long, actually. So obviously we'll be in January very soon. We'll be looking at April. So 4 months into 42, we'll have another carrier. And then obviously, well, 3 months later, we'll have another. It's going to be nice. It's going to be a while before we gain Taiho, that's for damn sure. But if we take a look at the ETA... Okay. Ooh, I actually get a new AMC. Awesome. Very happy about that. The Akagi Maru. Ah, I like that. That's going to be awesome. Yeah. Brilliant. I could actually use that to consider something of the illusions, maybe. And I'm not going to be doing that anytime soon, though, of course. We do obviously need a couple more troops and just a few squads. But we'll see what we can do. We'll see what we can do there. But it's nice. I really do like these AMCs. I've really come to appreciate the AMC and the old light cruiser. They're so very handy for the fast transport. So we'll have another subchase. Well, sorry, a submarine tender. That's going to be great. That's going to be in Kirby. Couple more subchases. Yep, okay. 28 days we'll have the Shoho, which would be brilliant. I mean, that's going to be the latest carrier. Ah, there we go. Another couple of days, so 60 days, so 2 months we'll have this, and this looks amazing. Gonna be happy about that. Okay. So what we'll do here then, what will you do with the Shoho? Well, what I think we're going to do here then is, I think eventually due to the sheer size of a combined Kidobutai of all the carriers, I think that'd be a little bit too cumbersome, and I think it'd be one of those things we don't put all our eggs in one basket to a degree. So I think what I'd like to do in the future then is we'll have 3 fleet carriers, a light a light carrier, light escort carrier. So Try and work it out that way, so we'd try and have, like, the 1st and 2nd Air Fleet, and, try and keep them possibly nearby each of them, but obviously, available to head to different missions, really. It's going to be one of those, we'll have to see how things really turn out, because it's very hard to predict the future, much beyond a week or two, really. And will you have enough aircraft in the pool to equip your new carrier? Yeah, we will do. We'll have enough. I mean, they do arrive with their own planes, I do believe. Yeah, they actually arrive at the same time. So if we take a look over here, so group reinforcement, you can see here, Shoho 1, Shoho 2, so that's 12, yeah, that's brilliant. They'll arrive as a unit, which is good. We'll also have the 2nd raid incentive, which is going to be great, so we'll have some additional transports. Now, speaking of additional transports, I need to move the L3Y2s. Don't put too much values on AMCs, they really are paper tigers. Oh, I don't want to use them in combat. Like, I don't care what their combat capabilities are. At the end of the day, to me, they're just another, like, transport. It's just a transport with a little bit of a, like, gun value. All I want to do is actually use them as fast transports. That's all they are to me. They're fast transports that have a little bit of armament, and I like that. Obviously, the light cruisers, the old light cruisers are my favourite due to that they're actually armoured. Not much armoured, but they're actually armoured, and they're actually given some decent gun value, which is nice. Yeah, but they're just fast transports to me. Okay, so it's going to be a while before the other L3s are ready. Actually, no, it's only going to be a day. Okay, so what I'm going to do then is actually have them transferred. Now, I need to figure out when I'm going to transfer them to, first of all. I'm probably going to have them transferred to, like, Roynama. Actually, go past it. Yeah, here we go. We'll have additional aviation support arriving here at some point in the future. So if we take a look then, so what do I have here? I have the transport, okay. The 2 G4s. Yeah, I really wish I could resize them. I'm almost tempted to actually have that squadron disbanded, but I think, is this going to resize in the future? So it's probably best off leaving it. Actually, it's already part of a squadron, it's just obviously they're not the same model of aircraft. Yeah, we definitely need more, but we need more engines. 3 fleet carriers, 1 CVL. If they get called by the US and 4 navies, they could lose. Well, this is it, but it's like, we can only have like a maximum amount of like aircraft involved in any single raid. Plus the Brits will have 2 CVs by mid-42 on top of Hermes, yeah. We're not real. And the thing is, the Navy is, it's not the be-all and end-all. It's not going to be the Navy that we entirely rely upon, because we can't. The Navy is not strong enough to be entirely relied upon to actually carry the day. They'll keep us going for a while, but we're going to be relying more so on the Imperial Japanese Army and Air Force. As the days go by, we're going to be using the Navy almost like a defensive tool. But I mean, they're valid points. Absolutely valid points. It's going to be one of those of, like, we can't concentrate all our air power in one place, I suppose. It might be that we keep the fleet carriers, I don't know, somewhat fluid in their positioning, and use the light carriers and escort carriers as, like, supporting forces. I think we'll have to get to that point when we... Well, we'll get to that bridge when we reach it. But I do kind of favour having 2 Kidabutais, well, 2 air fleets. I think at least in that way we actually do have the means to spread power. Okay, how's Maya? Yep, Maya's over here. Good, she's actually going to make it. Awesome. So yep, Maya will be headed into Saigon to actually start her repair. Awesome. Okay, so the Ki-21 situation is obviously not superb, as you can imagine. Ah, the G3s are ready to move, okay. Where the heck is your unit? SOC. Have you sent over there to SOC to actually combine? I might move them from SOC, actually. I'll move this squadron from SOC, considering that there is a lot of demand here. I need them on the rail line, that's where we really need them. I can have them move to Saigon, but I do not have a headquarters. I have a Southern Army headquarters, but not a air headquarters. I like carrier groups, so CVR plus support and DDs make excellent scouting groups or pickets for the area's LBA. Yeah. Okay, let's take a look at those. What do I have here in terms of aviation support? Oh, wow, okay, yeah. That's a lot of aviation support. The only issue is it's the fact that it's not on a bloody rail line. But we'll make do. So I'm going to have the Genzan actually move. There's a transfer over here. It'll lighten the load at SOC. Now they're running SW. Yeah, we really need more supply here at SOC. I'd put together at least one CVR scouting unit as a picket in the area between Midway and Volutions. I mean, this is why we're going to be relying upon our long-range patrol boats, to be honest. The carriers do, of course, have like scouting capabilities, but there's not much that can match that of the H6K4. So that's what we're going to be relying on for the most part. All good questions, though. It's definitely going to be something that we have to bear in mind in the future. Can you build an airfield in Miri or Brunei? We already have airfields over here. The issue is, it's like we can have naval bombers moved over here, but if we don't have sufficient aviation support, it's going to be, well, hurting us more than anything. We also need to have a naval, well, sorry, a air headquarters so we can actually use torpedoes. Which is why I moved them over here to Fulham, how the hell you pronounce it? Okay. Right, the Canoe detachment. You know, I'm gonna move all of the G4s into the South Pacific. I think that's probably a solid option. So we'll have a squadron to cover Bab al-Duab. I do have a spare squadron over here at the moment. So I could actually have them move over here to cover Truck, or I could have Truck actually carry Bab al-Duab due to the fact that he's a G3s. Is it G3s? G3s M2s, yeah. G4 M2s? G2 M2s? I forgot what they bloody called them now. Is it G3 M2s? Yeah, the G3 M2s. Yeah. What I need then is I need a G4 squadron at KYJ. I need a squadron in between that, and then I need a squadron or two down here. So, yeah, we need the G4s in the Pacific. I think that's where they can actually make the biggest difference. I can have a G3s run naval attack here. We'll have G3s run naval attack, or at least some kind of patrol down here. But I don't need G4s doing nothing. I need their range. Because at the end of the day, we can actually use them to carry 500 kilograms of bombs if necessary to. Okay. So I'm going to have them transferred. So we're going to head to Bab al-Duab as our first port of call. Yeah, there we go. So our G3s. Now, actually, I do have some A6M2s over here. All of them are ready now. Awesome. That's very nice, actually. Very, very nice. Very low fatigue as well. Okay. So what I can actually do with them is I can have them probably transfer over here to a low star. A long-range aircraft and truck will be helping to take Rabaul. Yeah. Well, this is it. I want to have a squadron at Bab al-Duab, Truck, KYJ. I'd like to have a squadron out here at Wake Island, potentially just so we can actually run reconnaissance here. I mean, what I need to do... Well, once my actual aircraft are ready at Tarawa. Now, I'm actually considering this. Let's take a look over here. What do we have? Not a huge amount of naval... Well, aviation support. Let's see. Right, so you're heading to Tarawa. You're still loading troops, so it seems. These guys are loading supplies here, but I'm going to tell them to cancel that. So I want you to take those engineers over there ASAP. Now, it's going to take them a little while. Not too bad though. I mean, they're currently moving at 2 hexes per day. That's obviously cost obviously them over here. Busy. But, yeah, so we'll have one engineer 3 engineers. Yeah, it's quite a lot of engineers actually. Very nice, very nice. And so with those engineers over here at Talawa, I can actually build up Talawa into an actual proper base then. I mean, that is what I need. Once I have a proper base here at Talawa, it's going to make it far, far easier to actually repair everything and just keep everything running here. We'll be landing at Baker Island next turn. What do you guys think then to run in? I'm kind of tempted to run a fast tran. Yeah, I'm kind of tempted to run them at full speed here. They are very low on fuel, however, so it's a bit risky. What do you guys think? I mean, we don't have a huge amount of fuel, and is it really worthwhile to actually do it? Yeah, we are taking more supplies on its way to Talawa. No, I don't think they have enough fuel to run full speed, do they? So no, we'll not do that. We'll not run full speed. It'd be nice, but they'll arrive there on the either the 31st of December or the 1st of January, whichever one. Yeah, we do have a supply convoy in its way, actually. Yeah, not you. Good, you're heading back. I'm gonna have you actually head to... Truck. Not too particularly happy that you're out here on your own, though, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. I know. I'd have liked to have done it. Had they had a bit more fuel, I would have done it. But then again, we decided against it due to the fact that it's not worthwhile. Indeed. Which brings us to the main question over here. So due to the fact that Kidabutai was refueled last turn, it did see itself slowed. I think we're going to have the Numea landing force actually head back. Yeah. I don't think we can afford them to... I mean, it's a shame to lose a day of progress, because obviously it's going to add additional time on here. But we can't afford them to be without actual support there. Yeah, I know, right? Okay. They're ready to move now. We'll have you shift over here to Talawa, then obviously I can make use of those troops. Okay. Now I do have Kashima. She's on her way back down here to Funafuti. Should be there in about 2 to 3 days. Looks like 2 days actually at this rate. I really love these cruisers. This is what I love about them. They're just excellent for this sort of bloody mission. You take a look, 25, 25, not bad at all. 24 in durability. They have AA. And they have an alright gun value. They're actually really nice. I mean, they come with the actual float plane as well, so that's awesome. Actually, just running 100%. Yeah, I really love them. Like, I mean, obviously we got one over here. Katolri's running one of it. I like how the fact on the... Actually, basically on the same location. I like that. So, yeah, she's going to be taking Baker Island. Yeah, it had been nice to have considered it, but... yeah. Can't really use the fuel, can we? There's not really a huge amount for us to do, I'm not gonna lie. I'm like sort of like hithering and dithering because I'm trying to think really what else do we need to do so I don't miss anything. But I think for the most part things can carry on much as they are. Now we do have some good information over here. We've finally got some information regarding the position of his other heavy cruisers, so they're all down here. Now I'm going to continue to try and build up that information. Yep, continue that reconnaissance. We need to continue the ruse that, obviously, Fiji's the main focus. The thing is, though, a drop in a hat, it could become the main focus. I mean, this is it. We need to be somewhat semi-fluid in our options. We are committed to Numea above Fiji. But if it becomes convenient, we'll do so. How are your supply convoys? They're doing okay. They're on the way. There is one actually heading down here to Tarawa. I can't remember where it's actually coming from. But there's definitely one. It might be coming from over here at KYJ already, actually. Seems not. Yes, we are. Okay. I might have been thinking of these guys. They still have near 4,000 tons of supplies, so that's not bad. We'll have them head back. Once they head back to pick up the actual additional engineers, we'll have them carry additional. That works for me. In fact, I do have these 2 patrol boats over here. They do have some pretty good range. Have them go ahead and go out there and meet up with the oilers. At least that'll give them some actual escort. Well, an actual escort, I should say. Incompatible ships. Okay, fair enough. Where are your paratroopers right now? Do we have the transport planes to actually drop them? They're on the way. Most of them, anyway, are on the way to the South Pacific. Now, speaking of transport planes, we're going to have the L3Y2s moved. So we're going to have these moved to Roindamar. There we go. Now, as we will have to wait for the rest of the squadron to join them up again. But for the time being, troop transport, yep. Ah. Wait, what? I just watched the start of his turn. Yeah, I know, right? Awesome. Okay, that's rather intriguing then. So it's saying that we need an airfield then to actually move them. Why is it then that... Ah. Wow, they've just taken on a completely new value, haven't they? They really bloody have, haven't they? I like the fact that obviously... I just thought they'd be treated much like normal... transport aircraft, but apparently not. No, that's pretty awesome. Okay, I'm happy with that one. It means we actually do have a few options available with these guys. I like that actually. Okay. Yeah, I'm happy with that. So obviously once we do have the airfield, we'll be able to transport that supply there. So for the time being, we can't use the actual L3Y2s as we wanted to. We could have them transport anything over here to like established airfields. Okay, that's fine. We'll just obviously continue it. We are using the transport H6Ks to actually transport the base force down here. It's going to take a long time, obviously it's going to take a couple of days. But at the end of the day, it's slowly but surely building up the amount of engineers that we have here via other means, so it's not a bad thing. So what I'll do then for the time being then is, let's see, I could have them just stood down as they are and rest. Yeah, we'll do so because they have quite a lot of fatigue actually, so just allow them to stand down. Ah, there we go. You're heading back then to pick up additional supply. These are Hashimis, aren't they? Yeah, I'd like them to do that. I might have them taken off and actually converted. Okay, be a couple of days until they're there. Yep, so we'll have Kiributai head out. I need to find some escorts. Yeah, that'd be awesome, wouldn't it? Okay, 10 days until we have these APDs ready of the Minakaze class. I know I said I'd keep them in the north, but I'm gonna have them sent to Tokyo to actually escort those oilers and the seaplane carrier. As far as we can tell, there's no evidence of anything in the north as of yet. I don't think there'll be a while, so we can always have them sent back. But I think we just need to make use of them in the time being. Okay, so these guys need to rest, as they are going to do. That's fine, yep, rest and defend. Right, we are moving our forces around here. We have additional divisions on their way too, which is always a nice thing. Once another convoy arrives back over here to Port Arthur, we're going to have the actual Kyushus actually folded into them as well. I'll be putting them into the smaller convoy force though. And tomorrow we will be here then, and yeah. Does the Northern Oil Convoy route work? Yep, they're on the move. God, my mouse is being weird. I don't know what it is about it lately. Seems like the tracking is like just off sometimes. Now I keep getting complaints about the actual H6Ks over here at Kagoshima. That's a lot of them over in maintenance. Why are they... Whoa, that's a lot of frickin' fatigue. That's really odd considering that we have a lot of aviation support here. Okay, what we'll do then is increase the amount of rest. That's rather surprising, though. Okay, so I require 63 over here. Okay, it's only a few days now until we gain these. Let's take a look. Yeah. That's understandable. We'll increase the amount of rest available to them for the time being then, but we need to keep them actually out there, or is it in that reconnaissance? Yep, it does obviously make sense. I'm aware of that one, don't worry. 7 for 20. Yeah, we can try that in Japan. I think that's actually a valid thing we can do here in Japan. There we go. Ah, which is the normal range, okay. We'll do the same over here then for the time being. Fatigue's not so much an issue, it's just obviously getting the airframes repaired. We managed to save the one from down here. Okay, we're looking good. Okay, what I'm going to do here then is we're going to move the squadron. So the Takao KUK-1, I'm going to have them move over to truck. I may very well have scrolled past it and not even noticed, which I think I did. Okay, move them over there to truck. Intriguing. Right, so we are having them head over here to Penompe. We can have them actually merge with the additional supply, well, the actual troops over here. Some supply and additional escorts. Those planes will also have a very high maintenance rating, so they'll always be more repaired. Yeah, I mean, obviously it makes a lot of sense. Do they have 4 engines? Are they 4 engines, I believe? That, and obviously, as you can say, yeah, they have a lot to undergo. I think for the most part, we are done, really, with the turn. I don't think there was really that much that we actually need to overhaul. I mean, obviously that was a big thing there, but things are just more or less chugging along quite nicely. Yeah. I can go ahead actually and take a look in the database if we take a look at Japanese aircraft. We'll find the H6Ks and, right, okay, H6K4, yeah, their service rate is 4, so obviously that is pretty demanding. Yeah, they have 4 engines. Very demanding aircraft. But, yeah, try and match that range, it's beautiful. Look forward to having the H8Ks, they would also be awesome. Okay, tanker, yep. Need to make use of you. It's good to see that the Maya is moving back. We do have the A6M2s over here. Now, what can I handle here at low star? Another 2 groups, we do have capacity to do it. Yeah, we need to stand them down actually, or at least reduce the amount, because they are suffering. We'll allow them to... I'll run reduced level, so only 20% naval surge. I do have a 75th Sentai. Yeah, it really is. Really want to make use of that. Okay, what I'm going to do is actually have the 75th Sentai transferred over here to a low star. And what I'm also going to do is assign the additional A6M2 zeros. Yeah, the Yamada detachment. Okay, transfer Yamada detachment over here. There we go. Right. I'll alter their settings there in a moment. Okay, yep, set them to do the same. Okay, 46 selects the pilot. Right, there we go. Is the KI-77 in the game experimental extreme range transport plane? We'll take a look in just a moment, actually. Right, so we are going to have both of them hit the airbase in Medan. Now, I think I could actually... I could potentially afford to run the altitude lower. But I'm going to keep it... I'm going to keep it about 12,000 feet. The reason I do that is obviously try and elude most of the actual flak. There we go. Okay, so we're running here with the KI-431As. Obviously, I want to have these guys changed over to the 1Cs in time. Okay, at least we'll be hitting that harder now with 2 bomber squadrons. I think we need to... Well, actually, let's take a look at the situation here. So I'm going to have one of these squadrons actually run sweep. Interestingly enough, they've lost a little bit of their actual morale. Intriguing. Okay. Fatigue is 20. Right. We're going to run a sweep mission then. I'll have them run sweep over Singapore, so we'll have a squadron of A6M2 escorting as well as the KI-431Bs, and then we'll also have the A6M2 sweep in here. Jesus, it can reach Europe from the Pacific. Bloody hell. Right, A26 of the K77, we'll take a look. We see the K76, which I have a feeling that's probably not it. The K79, which I've got another feeling saying it's probably not it. Endurance, perhaps, is what we need. Hello there, Baden. Yeah, it seems like it's unfortunately not in the game. Transport version of the H8K. Very much looking forward to having the G3s in time. Would love seeing more offensive actions towards Rangoon before they dig in. I know that. I know you're my big Rangoon pusher. Sounds vaguely sexual now that I've said it. Didn't really intend it to sound like that, but here we are. Yeah, it's a shame. Yeah, we do have forces heading out that way. Once we do conquer Singapore, then we'll be looking towards it. The thing is, if he digs in there, he digs in there. I need to take elsewhere. I mean, Burma's not exactly required. It's obviously nice to have it, but it's not necessary. It's awful terrain as well. We'll see how the campaign goes when we take a look at that. Okay. Right, we have a squad. Well, there. Right, sock. Transfer you then. There we go. Okay, we'll alter your settings here. Okay, there we go. So we're covering both areas here then. That's fine by me. I want them on a random arc. In fact, I can reduce the amount there. A dessert and a personnel thing in this game. Couldn't really answer that one. I don't think so. I suppose you could call it like operational losses, something of that nature. Okay. Yeah, just train naval search. I'm going to put them on a random. Right, now we did have a question about our parachutists. There's the 1st Raiden Regiment on their way to Truck. There's the Yokosuka 1st. Yep, they're on their way too. Also carrying the 11th Air Fleet. You're heading to KYJ. Okay. So I think with that, ladies and gentlemen, that we are effectively done with the turn. We might take a look over here then. Now, where did we see the success down here? Was it by Brisbane? Near Pearl Harbor, near Pearl Harbor, near Batavia, near Osthaven, near Brisbane. Okay. We'll send us something back up towards Brisbane then. If it makes you feel any better, I'm also currently going through the convoy naval search routine at the moment. Yeah, pretty much. Okay, we shift another submarine up the coast then. And I could take another one out of it, actually head down here. Issue is obviously the endurance factor. Lack of supplies and poor morale can lead to disabled squads, which essentially simulates desertion, I suppose. Yeah. Now, as far as we can tell, we currently don't have anything running naval search over Noumea. Or from Noumea, running ASW. Our submarine over here remains undetected. Yeah, probably a good idea, actually. Yeah. That's very true. Now, we were previously aware of some light cruisers in this area, which we've since lost sight of. Have you checked the fighters at Singapore last time? Yeah, sure, we'll go ahead and do that. So, let's see. So we have the 3rd KUS-1 running sweep over Singapore. So obviously 20% of our squadron. Actually, in fact, I'm going to have 100% of the squadron out there. I think with the sweep mission, sometimes you have like a large amount of men, sometimes you have a lesser amount of the squadron, so I'll have the entire squadron out there. We do have... Yeah. It's a difficult thing because I don't really seem to have a lot of bombers now, and that sucks. That does suck. We do have more than it looks like, it's just all of them are in for repair. 50 morale. Fatigue is dropping. What do we think here then, ladies and gentlemen? Do we drop the 14th Sentai and use perhaps the 98th Sentai? Or even a 2nd Squadron as well? Or do we have the... It's such a shame that we lost so many bombers to a bloody mistake. Really bloody irritates me, but not much we can do about it now, is it? Still can moan about it, I'll still bitch until the end of time about it. Oh well. See, I'm not doing a huge amount of damage. It might be prudent to potentially run sweeps. Okay. I think we're going to stand them down. Yeah, it's a good idea as well. I think we'll have them stood down. Well, actually, outfield attack. Well, no, stood down, then they're definitely going to do it. Let's make sure they don't fly. Yeah, I think we could, I think I can afford a turn to wait here. The issue is, I'd love to keep the pressure up, and we are going to be keeping the pressure up, obviously, with our fighters. I think the issue is like, we're not sending bombers in large enough numbers to make such a dent, and obviously we're sending them at different altitudes where they're not doing the best. So we'll give them some time, obviously, then we can send out an entire raid. Yeah. We'll sweep Singapore twice. I think obviously he's going to be expecting... he'll probably be expecting this, I'd say. We'll see. Yeah, we'll sweep first then. And so I'll have all the A6M20s. We're going to have them with the 20% rest in there then. Yeah. I think we just don't have the level of... well, the number of level bombs that we need. And it's just... it's one of those, it's like... he'll repair some of the damage, but he's repairing the damage faster than we can inflict it anyway, so we might as well just actually wait. It's a difficult bloody one, I know that. Yeah, well. Yeah, that's true. We see that he still has a fair amount of combat air patrol, so we'll knock it out. Yeah, probably for the best. Though we do have to run combat air patrol over Mersing. So let's take a look. We do have, obviously, our newly combined fighters, well, carriers over here. Let's see. Where are we looking at from there? Seven, 8, 6. I do want to be out of range. We'll head out down here. So that is 5677. There we go. Linger there. Now, what I could do is actually have the oilers sent out to refuel them. Well, wait though, because they do have detection over them, so I don't want them to actually be sent out in a potential danger be present. Okay. Yeah. We'll send the rest of the 15th Naval Guard to Mersing, and then what we'll do is actually take some forces and capture Kuantan, because that'd be quite nice. I think what we're going to do with these carriers, though, is we'll use the actual A6M20s. Now, fatigue's not too bad, but what I'm going to do is tell them all to run long-range combat air patrol again. So I'm going to tell them to run it over Mersing once more. Okay, so all A6M20s. So that should be in the region about 30-odd zeros. Obviously not 30-odd zeros are going to head out down that way. Okay, these guys run ASW, yep, that's what we need. ASW, yep. Okay, the A5M4s are going to be running the combat air patrol over the actual carriers. B4Y1 Jeans, running ASW as well. Then you're just getting some B5M1 Kates. Okay. Yeah, that's not bad then. So we'll obviously use the zeros, so we can actually use, try and use all of these zeros over here to actually run combat air patrol over Mersing, which is good, what we want. Now, speaking of such, we do have a K-43-1Bs over here. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Kutabaru's a size 5 airfield. It is just lacking just shy of 20,000 supply. See, if I upgrade the 1Bs, they'd be out of the fight for at least a week. It's just not worth it. And I'd rather upgrade the 1As first and foremost. And because obviously they're the much lesser of all the three models. Indeed. Okay. What I'll do with these guys then is I could actually just run some combat patrol over here as well. So I don't give them a target. I mean, I could run combat patrol over Mersing, but I want to run some combat patrol over Cotebrue just in case. So I'll run about 50% and I'll run it about 20,000 feet. I'll choose obviously Cotebrue. There we go. So obviously that'll give the rest of them some time to actually reduce the fatigue as well. But okay, I think this is the best result. So we have now, let's see. So we have, let's see, 23 zeros heading out this way, with 13 K-43 1Bs to help, so obviously we combine that, that's about 36 fighters over here. Not a huge amount, but at least there's some A6 and 2 zeros. And then about 53 bombers, so that's not bad. I'm not too particularly happy about having less fighters than bombers, but I guess this is how it has to be. But we can really do a lot of damage to the airfield here. It's saying it's only about 8, but we'll try and knock out his bombers here. Be nice. It seems like he's moved his fighters. He does have, yeah. We just need to knock out his fighters. Okay. Seems like his cargo shipping is around the entry to the strait south of Osthaven near Palembang. Must be south of that strait. Yeah, we are sending 3 submarines to cover this area. We do have a couple of submarines actually heading back to Saigon, where they're going to either arm with mines or arm with, like, midget subs. But either way, we'll be sending more down here. Okay, we're going to have you actually... and this is... I do want to actually cover this area. Just cover here along the coast then, where his shipping might actually move. We do have additional submarines moving down here as well. They're just taking their time to get there, but they are on the way. Okay. So I think with that we've covered most things. Ideally we do pick up some more enemy shipping as of next turn. It'd be very, very, very nice. But we can't rely on it. But it would be nice. Everything's really in motion. We do have a rough timetable. It looks like... Yeah, I mean obviously this is a rough timetable. But it looks like most things are going to be happening either at the start of January and then about 10 to 15 days later. Give or take. I mean obviously this force could be at Noumea. But it's not worth it. We need them to actually link up with Kiributai. It'd be good to have the Fiji cover force as well nearby, so that'd be an additional 2 battleships and an additional 4 heavy cruisers and destroyers. And so it's always good to have the additional forces here. Just wondering, can you create midget subs in the Philippines and send them in one of the US ports there? We might be able to do that at Manila. That's a good idea, actually. Let's take a look. Yeah, Manila can actually create midget subs. Intriguing. I suppose the question is, where would we send them? But it's good to know that we can. The good news as well is we don't yet have to actually start producing armaments again, so we're alright on that one. Now, you have actually shifted our position. I'm going to take advantage of that. Is there any garrison requirements here at Langson? No. I'm going to tell them to stop building fortifications. I'm going to tell them to actually advance. If he's moving, we should take advantage of that. Can he place float planes at the base just north of Funafuti? He has into HG? Probably. Obviously, it'd be nice to take that. What I might do then is once the Kashima lands down here at Funafuti with those additional engineers, what I'll probably do is just grab a little bit of the Naval Guard and have them just take the island. Bataan, then our ships are... Is there ships at Bataan? Doesn't look like he has anything at Bataan. At least I can't see anything. I mean, there's ships out here. There's ships here. I'm just not interested in really giving him 3 points or wasting the supply to just destroy some of these bloody boats. Right, they're almost ready. Right, so you to patrol the actual harbour here of San Fernando. Reason being, I do not want anything to flood in here like these gunboats. Yep, still can't combine the 18th Division over here, I think it was. Reconnaissance said ships move there. Yeah, I mean, they are here. But they're just nothing really worth attacking. Okay, actually I do have the Naval Guard here. Yeah, Vegan has mines. He went in here and mined that with something. I'd imagine probably submarines. I'm aware of that one, which is why I don't really have anything over there. It's just the patrols, but I'll actually have them moved out. If anything, I'll have them sent over to, I'm going to say to Cow, or even over here at Pari. Have them moved to Pari. I mean, if he's moving supply there, it's a waste of time. Yeah, Manila's still mined as well, so we need to be mindful of that. Ha, mindful. We do have destroyed minesweepers, but obviously we can't really get them in here. Okay. So the 16th Division is going to have a day of rest. Obviously they've taken control of Manila, which is a good job. It's opened up quite a bit of supply for us, which is nice. And what do we have here in resources? 10,000 tons. Tell them to actually store resources. Very good. Very good. So yeah, we'll wait for the division here. The 33rd, they're moving up. They might arrive in the next day or two. It's probably going to be about 2 days before they arrive at this base. But once they arrive, we'll have both divisions actually begin to push on Clark. Is there any viable location in the South Philippines? Well, not massively so, but it'd be nice. Would be nice. Okay. Speaking of resources, how are we doing over here at Ocean Island? Is it Ocean Island or Nauru Island? Ah, Nauru Island. Fuck ton. Frankly, a fuck ton. And the good news is, once we actually do take control of Noumea, it would be nice to actually support it by having these resources sent down to Noumea. Okay. Yeah, it's actually still being there. We do have a unit on its way to Malban. They'll be there. Let's take a look. It's going to take them about probably 2 days there. Might be bad less, but something in that region. And then they'll be able to destroy the unit there. I mean, it's got nowhere to go. Really got nowhere. Okay. Nice amount of engineers here. Yep, you're heading out. Okay, looks like we're actually fully unloaded. I think. Oh, right, okay. Other element is in Tokyo still. That's fine. It's not really like an actual proper armoured force, but well, still be handy. We'll have them shift up. They've got a fair distance to cover. Okay, so I think with that we are pretty much ready to go. We do have our submarines over here, we've got things set up, and we are going to be loading up an additional unit over here of Special Naval Landing Forces. We'll have it then translate down here to Marie, where we do have 2 destroyers and an APD. We are building up our fast transport capabilities. Yeah, we're no longer going to be repairing over here, so that's going to be good. We'll not be wasting supply. I just bloody miss it, don't I? Right, there we go. Do I have range? No, I'm outside of range. It's a shame. Yeah, carry some supplies to Salk. Do you think you have enough troops for Suva? He must have at least several regiments worth of troops waiting. Well, it depends really. We do have a quote-unquote report indicating at least 1,300 troops. Now, obviously, that isn't going to be the real number. But the thing is, it's like, it's not going to be an immediate assault. We are going to set things up so we have naval bombers here. And it's going to be the actual bombers that will, over a couple of days, well, over a couple of weeks, really, I'd imagine. It depends, really. It's going to be an interesting one. I can't say how it's going to go, and I can't say exactly how many troops he has there. We do have plenty of troops moving down into the area, and if needs be, we'll have a actual division available from the Philippines, or even from Formosa, if required. So, worst case scenario is we just wait and then we'll send in a division. But the good news is, once we actually take control of this area, we'll have naval bombers, so it will effectively lock it down from reinforcements to a degree. Well, it's a valid question, but the thing is, I can't give any real concrete answers on do we have enough troops, do we not have enough troops, because we don't exactly know how much is going to be there. And we do have the ability to project power using bombers, which is obviously something very nice. The good news is, obviously, he cannot replace the supplies here on Fiji, so obviously he'll still be eating through them. How much of a threat is Esperata Santo? Not terribly much, but we already do have a force on the way to take Luganville. No airfield here, it's just level 1 port. But we do have a Luganville Express on its way. Actually have set out to actually hit the destination there, Luganville. There we go. So they're heading directly to Luganville. They're heading to Comac. Yep, and obviously they're covering. Canton Island's going to be retaken, yep. Baker Island will fall next turn, and then Canton Island will fall probably either on the 31st of December or the 1st of January. Not going to be long until that falls, and then we'll have 2 level 1 airfields over here. And denying those as well, which is good and nice. So we'll be hitting... Yeah, so we'll be hitting these guys over here. So Buin will be falling in the next 2 to 3 days, or 4 days maybe at most. And then, obviously, yeah, we'll be taking Tulagi as well. Can you escort your bombers if he has fighters on Fiji when Kiribotai left? Well, the thing is, what we're going to do is, if he has fighters on... well, the thing is, we're not going to allow him to actually have fighters on Fiji. We'll bombard the airfields until we actually destroy them, really. Or at least wipe out his planes there, or render them completely ineffective. We'll not leave it with fire to cover over there. We'll actually look at transporting some A5-M4 squadrons down to this area. But it's a very, very complicated operation, and there's a lot of rules to be taken into consideration. I'm just curious why Guadalcanal is in the base right now. I suppose there's a base here at Tulagi. Not seen a room for a couple bases out here, really, isn't there? Yeah. I'm just looking forward to once we have the base engineers arrive in the area. And we do have, let's see. Yeah, 15th base force. Okay. I'm just going to have them head over here to New Island. I do want to have them link up, but I think what we'll do is have them link up down that way. Right, you're going to be merging with 168. You're going to be merging with 168. Yep, that's fine. We'll have 168 set out then. Now, I'm unloading a little bit of fuel here, so once you actually are done, I'd like you to head back to your truck. I was trying to put a little bit of fuel in between just so we actually have it available. But then we'll have the fuel running between... Yeah, we can have a continuous supply of fuel between KYJ and truck. Retirement is allowed. There we go. Should be in one of the hexes adjacent to Lagi. Thousand ship bay. I like it. Yeah, there's a standard map for One Pacific that does like actually make sure things like this are fixed, I believe. Treasury Island, sounds nice. Oh well. Yep. Now the good news is, once these base forces arrive, and well, once we have the 21st or the 24th camera, which one's actually heading out here, once they do arrive in the area, or at least closing in, we are, well, before that happens, we are going to have the L3s, I'd imagine. We'll probably use the L3s to probably, via aerial transport, have that base force, well, that air flotilla shifted to Tarawa. At least then that'll give us additional support there and the ability to run torpedoes there. And then we'll have it shifted down to Noumea. I definitely need an air headquarters. We'll see which one comes first, which one is the best option, really. Alright, okay, awesome. Right, I think with that, we are effectively done. We've, we've decided, we've changed up the patrol patterns around Hawaii. We're still loading up troops over here. It's going to take some time, but we're still doing it, which would be good once they're ready to be able to have them sent back. We'll have a base force actually arrive in Wake Island, and then obviously the rest of the base force will arrive. We have a Chichijima on its way. We have 56,000 units of fuel there. Our AVs heading down here, all kicking off. Mount Island just north of Rebels and Mason Harbour over time. Ah, here. What do you mean Manus? Oh, Manus, yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad at all. Really nice strategic location, to be fair. But we do have about 5,000 odd troops. Well, not 5,000 odd combat troops, but we have about 5,000 odd troops. And that will be heading down here to hit Rebal in the near future. In the next month, really. Looking forward to when that happens. Indeed. Right, okay, so I think we'll call it here then. I think it's going to be a very interesting turn to come. If we take a look, obviously the weather prediction is partly cloudy over here, which is obviously good. I mean, this partly, well, part cloud is fantastic for actually covering our presence over here. Helps hide us. We can see that it did obviously detect this force over here, which is really rather intriguing. Now, it's only 2 out of 2 detection, so it does make me wonder, was it actually detected by an aircraft, or was it detected actually by a magic? Because it could have been detected via magic. That makes sense, considering it's only 2 out of 2 detection. Activity over here at Sydney. Yeah, we're covering that. Yep, ideally we have another good turn next turn, really. That'd be nice. Right then. But I think we are good to go. we're aware of some light activity over here. We are going to be reconnaissance, well, running further reconnaissance of Pico Pico, trying to figure out what is here. DOPS can be built into bases. Magic signal intelligence normally shows as 0 out of 1. Yeah. Well. Okay. He must have a float plane. He'll probably have something to rebel. I doubt he has too much because it's like, from what we can see here, he's not aware of the vast amount of our forces. The fact is he spotted this one out here, which is obviously not going to be heading down to this area anyway. He might just think it's actually heading to KYJ, and if I have it obviously head towards that area, then that's not going to be out of the ordinary, which is nice. But yeah, the main thing is he's not detected Kiributai, nor the invasion forces as far as we know. Could be very well wrong on that one, but we do not know. I mean, these guys are going to be going in here without much in the way of cover. The good news is we do have bomber support to a degree around the area. Not a whole amount there, not a huge amount. Yeah. Does it get better? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, I mean, this is it. We're not hitting Rebal. We're going to hit Rebal with actual proper troops and in sufficient strength. But we are just taking these island bases just to actually deny them to him. I mean, the majority of our forces are heading to New Caledonia. So that's going to be where the fighting is. But I think we are good to go here. So I'd like to thank you all so very much for watching. I do hope you have enjoyed watching so far. And if you have enjoyed watching so far, you can help the channel grow by clicking that like, sharing, and subscribing for more. If you would like to actually help me out as a creator. I'm terrible at these outros. You know what I'm saying. If you'd like to support me on the channel, you can definitely do so. And one of the best ways is through Patreon. So, thank you so very much. Terrible as always when it comes to outros. Just to ask how quickly are the forces of the Japanese army moving south along the Malayan Peninsula. The issue is obviously the amount of jungle. Jungle slows it down. So if we take a quick look over here at jungle. Mouse has gone weird. Mouse is weird. Mouse, stop. There we go. Okay. Yep. Movement. There you go. So, about 5 miles a day. 3 for armor, 4 for AA engineers. But yeah, until next time, thank you for watching, and goodbye for now, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, actually, you know what? We'll end the turn here. Ooh. What do we call it? There we go. I found that been quite nice. Took a short way in, but a long route back. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Until next episode. Ideally we get that turned over pretty quickly. Probably should do. But there we go. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time. Have a great evening, day, or whatever the hell's in between. Goodbye for now.